right?
As long as we
16th
keep
of
healthy.
January, Rabbi Levitt, Pele Yoetz.
Okay.
Looks like Roy's trying to come in.
So did I hear 187?
That's what you heard.
187.
The reason we're still on 187, Alan, is because we got into this whole debate about the very controversial subject matter of these paragraphs.
Right, I know.
I mean, I still have a difficulty with this quote. It is prohibited to say, "How handsome is this Gentile?"
Oh, right.
Oh, we didn't even look up that Gemara. That's a Gemara Avodah Zarah.
Right. So if I say Robert Redford is a good-looking man, so I'm over this. I'm over an Avera, according to Pele Yoetz. If I understand this correctly.
What's his famous quote from a movie? Robert
Let's see.
What do you say?
Robert Redford. I don't remember.
Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid. Who are those guys?
Oh yeah. Right. Yes, that's right. Very
That's
good.
one phrase you can never forget. Who are those guys?
Who are those guys?
That's the problem. You remember these things, which you remember other things.
Okay.
Avodah Zarah?
Avodah Zarah, 20A.
Okay. Let's see if I have it here. Avodah Zarah.
Okay. Oh, they'll probably quote the pasuk. There's a pasuk in Devarim. That's the source for this din here that's brought in the Gemara in Avodah Zarah. No. Nope. They don't bring this pasuk though in the Gemara. Maybe we should start with the Gemara. I mean, with the pasuk first.
But Devarim 7:2.
Yeah, that's what it says. That's right. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
which
that's right.
paragraph are we in the Pele Yoetz?
Oh, sorry, Eliezer. Okay. Wow, you held yourself back for quite some time. We're still in Dibor, and we're on the
Okay,
first paragraph. The beginning of the paragraph quotes a pasuk in Devorim, Lo Sechanim Bam. Devorim Zion, pasuk base.
okay, let me see if I can find it. It's after this.
Seven, two.
Yeah, it says Lo Sechanim, Lo Sitein Lehem Chen. Oh, actually, here it quotes the Gemara in Avodah Zarah, Chaf Amid Aleph. So maybe we'll try over there. We'll have more luck.
Right. So Rashi says on the phrase lo sichanein, lo sitain lahem chen. Do not attribute to them favor. And here he says, it is forbidden for a person to say, how handsome is this non-Jew? It says it's on the bottom of the page in Avodah Zarah. Now, my English sticks in the word idolatrous. How handsome is this idolatrous non-Jew?
Yeah, it must be in the
So it's
in the Hebrew of Rashi it says Arami. Kama Noah Arami is there.
so it seems that non-Jew here really means an idolater. If you're not an idolater, a non-Jewish and not an idolater, this may not apply.
Okay, let's see. Let's see about that.
Well, what are we looking at now?
Oh, so okay, so I have a site I see in the Gemara on 20a on the top of the page, the very first line, as a matter of fact. It quotes this pasuk, Lo Sechanim. Over there it says the Omar Kra, Omar Vyosi Bar Hanina on the bottom of 19b. Oh, it's actually based upon a Gemara. I mean, a Mishnah rather. Keep going back and let's go back to the Mishnah. That's really the source of where this halacha stems from, seems to be. This is a mission on the bottom of 19b.
I don't think that's relevant. It doesn't seem to be relevant.
So the Gemara says, "Ein osin takshitin lavodas kochavim kat laos." You don't make jewelry for the ovid kochavim. Rabbi Eliezer Omer b'schar mutter. If you get paid for it, so then it'll be permissible. So
When it says Ovdei Kochavim, is that Lavdavka? And it just means non-Jews, or is it idol worshippers?
yeah, that's what we have to see over here.
Because the pasuk in Devarim, the context is the Canaanites, and we know they have a special halacha because we have to go kill them all. And in general, we don't say we have to go kill every non-Jew.
Yeah. Okay, now it goes even back further than okay. Okay, so in any case, that's what the Mishnah says over here. There's the Tanakama says it's forbidden, doesn't make any exceptions. Rebbe Eliezer says it's permissible if you're paid for your work. So the Gemara asks, "Menahani mili." And the pasuk says, "Lo sechanim, lo titein lehem chaniya b'karka." Oh, you know what? Oh, we're getting even more complications over here. There are like Rashi brought in the Chumash. There's actually two pshatim over here. The second pshat that Rashi brought, Davar acher lo sitein lehem chaniya ba'aretz. Don't give them an opportunity to settle in the land. Okay. And that's what the Gemara is talking about over here. This Gemara in Avodah Zarah, well, at least so far, unless they're going to get further into it, is not talking anything about praising an idol worshiper. It doesn't seem to be what the Gemara's subject matter is. This Gemara is focusing on the second shot in the pasuk that Rashi brought.
Well, that's funny because when my English uses the word idolatrous, on that word idolatrous, it puts the footnote, which references Avodah Zarah 20a. But it says it's at the bottom of the page.
Uh-huh.
References us to Rashi, so maybe we're looking in the wrong place.
I think I can't find it now, but I think it said something about the word idolatrous is using the verse and made it saying idolatrous. It's an idolater, but it says idolatress because it's using the verse or something like that. Where was it?
Uh-huh. Okay, this looks quite complicated, gentlemen. I'm not sure whether this is going to be a successful pursuit over here. But yeah, the question. Hochi lo sichanem lo sitein lehem chania b'karka. Davar acher lo sichanem shelo titein lehem chen. Do not give them any chen. Davar acher lo sichanem shelo titein lehem matnas chinam. Don't give them a present. Yeah, this is wow, this is quite complicated over here. So, yeah. Okay, I don't know. Anything short of just going through this whole Gemara is I don't know. It's going to be too beneficial. Oh, here we go. I just that's always happens. The minute you say something, you see just the exact opposite. I just see where the it's the Gemara over here. It quotes exactly these words over here. I'm on Avodah Zarah 20a, and when you see the lines get thick, like all the way down on the bottom of the page, the Gemara over here is quoting a brisa that they quoted above. The brisa said it's by the two dots on the two lines from the second wide line on the page. So the Gemara quotes the brisa, Davar acher lo sechanem lo sitein lehem chen. One interpretation that we're taking out from this pasuk of lo sechanem is to not give them grace. Chen is something which is gratuitous. It's a gift. It's and it seems like look what it says over here. The Gemara says Messiah Le'Larab. The Gemara says that this what it says in the Brisa to not give them chen, don't give them grace or anything gratuitous without them paying for it, is the Gemara says this is a support to Rav. Because Rav says, Asr la'adam shiomar kama noah ovedes kol chavim zu. Oh, so now seems like the text of Vargamor reads ovedes kol chavim.
So Kama Na'eh is how handsome?
Yeah. I mean, no, that's what Noah means, very
Pleasant, beautiful, handsome.
let's see, this is brought in the halacha. There's a dalet over here that sends you to the Rambam, sends you to the Shulchan Aruch. Let's so in any case, we see the one-line source in the Gemara for what the Pele Yoetz is saying over here.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah.
So the question that we want to know is it talking the language, the lashon of the Gemara says Ovid Kochavim. So is that language Dafka and someone who's a Ovid Kochavim, or is it anyone who is a non-Jew? That's what I would, if we would take a look in the Rambam or the Shulchan Aruch, I'm sure that they would clarify that. What's the bottom line halach on that? So let's take a look.
So where does the dalet take us to?
The dalet takes you to Ein Mishpat, which is on the upper left-hand corner of your page.
So it's the fourth one down, the fourth tzach?
Yeah, right. Tzach is I think that's the number of halachas that are in the parak.
Right.
This one is, dalet is the one that's the fourth one on the Amud.
Right.
So this is Hilchas Avodas Kochavim in the Rambam. So let's go get a Rambam.
This is which Rambam is this? Oh yeah, he's gone.
Which Rambam is this?
What's the title of the Rambam, of this Rambam?
It's in the Sefer Mada.
Mada?
Yes, the Mem Dalet Ayin. It's the first halak of your Rambam.
Let me go see if I can find it. Is it in the Mishnah Torah?
Yeah.
Okay, I've got the first volume of the Mishnah Torah.
Okay, so it's in Sefer Mada. Sefer Mada is the first Sefer of Mishnah Torah. It's
Okay.
after Sefer, if you have a Sefer of Mitzvahs in your volume, that'll be the first part of the volume, and then it goes to Sefer Mada.
Okay, I see mitzvos.
And in Sefer Mada, like any Sefer of the Rambam, is made up of a number of different sections. And over here, we're looking for Hilchos Avodas Kochavim Umazolos. Chukos Avdei Kochavim Umazolos. And that is that's after Hilchos Yesodei HaTorah, Hilchos Deos, and Hilchos Talmud Torah.
Okay, I'm following. My computer's working, yes.
So this is Perek Yud.
You said it's after Deos?
Yeah,
I have something called Avodas Kochavim. Is that it?
that's it. That's it. You got it. Now we go to Perek Yud.
All right, Yud. Perek Shishi.
Oh boy.
Okay, I see Bet, I see Gimel. Daled Hay. It's Kochavim. No, now I'm back to Daled. I don't know what happened here.
Okay, so it's a long halacha dalid, and it's toward the end of halacha dalid. But
Okay, I say Perek Sheni. That's the second chapter.
no, it's the 10th Perek Yud.
Hey, I went
Perek Asiri.
Good. Perek Yud. Okay. Here,
Perek Asiri.
Ravi Shi. Shemini.
Person Chris. Shiva Amamim Kadesh Nasa Imahim Shalom. Shiachosam Aklon. Avodas Kochavim Shenem Amrod. Zikros Lehem Bris. Lo Yachsaru.
Asiri is 10.
Yeah.
Okay, now you said I should look for Dalid.
You're right.
It says Af Bimakom.
Yeah, af b'makom shehetiru lahaskir lo lebeis dira hitiru mipnei shehu machnis letocha avodas kochavim.
Okay.
Don't rent to him, because then you'll have avodas kochavim in your on your property. Lo savi to'eva el beisacha. Because the pasuk says, don't bring an abomination into your house. Aval masker lehen batim lasoson otsar. You could give them rent them a storage area, not for living purposes. Ve'ein mochrin lehem peros utvus kiyotze behen b'mochu b'lakarka aval mocher hu mishikutz o mocher lo luminas lakotz. Kotzin, okay. Why is it that we have this issue with selling to them? Because the pasuk says, "Lo sechanim, lo sitein lehem chania b'karka." We don't want to give them a stronghold, a place to establish themselves in the land. She'im lo yeh lehem karka, yeshivasan yeshivas araihi. As if they don't have a permanent presence on the land, so then they won't be permanent. Okay, so that's all land related.
Who
Now-
are we talking about here? Are we talking about the people referred to in the pasuk?
Well, yeah,
General.
yeah. So that's the, if you take a look at the first halacha of this parak, you'll see the Rambam says over here, "Ein korsin bris l'shiva ammin." We don't make any peace treaty with the 7 nations, Kedei shenase imahim shalom, to make peace with them. Naniach lehem la'avod avodas kochavim, which would allow them to remain and worship idols, involve themselves in idolatry. Shenemar lo sichros lehem bris, v'lo yachzeru ma'avodosam o yahargu v'osa l'rachem aleihem. So you see that it's talking about the 7 nations in Canaan.
Right. That explains why it's talking about the land so much.
Yeah. Okay, so over here, the Rambam mentions this halacha, B'kein osel saper b'shvachon. It's forbidden to tell of their praise, to praise them. Yafilu loymar kama noah ovid kochavim zu b'tzurato. It's even forbidden to praise their how physical, what a nice appearance they have in their appearance, b'tzurato, in their form. Kal v'chomer shesaper b'shevach ma'asov. All the more so is it forbidden to relate any praise about anything any action that they did. O shechivev davar b'divreihem, or to show any endearment to any one of their matters. Shenemar v'lo sechanim lo yeh lehem chen beinecha. Quotes the pasuk over there in Devorim. They lo yeh lehem chen beinecha. They shouldn't find grace in your eyes. And why is this, says the Rambam? Mipnei shegorim lihidabek imo ulalamed mimasav haraim. Because in doing so, in praising them, one is gonna, this causes one to be connected to them, and if so, one will learn from the bad things that they do. It may very well be that this was a good thing that the person did. Obviously, it's a good thing the person did on the face of it. And that's why one would think to praise it, that he did something that was good. And on that, the pasuk says, "Lo sachanim." Don't praise them even for any action that they do, even if it's a good action. On the face of it, it's a good action. Why? Because this brings one close. One thinks that they're all right. One thinks that they're okay, and like that, they're going to learn from they're going to unwittingly learn from the things that they do, which are totally improper. Okay, so that's the Rambam. And the Shulchan Aruch, let's see. Shulchan Aruch is in Yoredea, Kuf Nun Aleph. Let's see. Kuf Nun Aleph. Yoredea. No. It'll be in Halik base.
You said Kuf Nun Daled?
Aleph. 151. Okay. Kuf Nun Aleph.
What Sif?
Oh, you already got the Kuf Nun Aleph. Very good.
Not Kuf Nun Aleph.
Kuf Nun Aleph, Sif Yud Daled. 14. Okay. Okay, also this we find over here in Yoredea. This is
I don't see 14. I go, mine goes up to Yud Det.
yeah, it's the last sif in Kuf Nun Aleph.
Where it says Yesh Kagon. I'm sorry, Yesh Lizaher.
No, that's
That's Yud Bet.
just go to you see where Kuf Nun base is?
Yes.
Just right above that.
Okay, what is the words? Yesh Lehis Ta Peik.
Asur l'saper b'shvacham. It's forbidden to relate their praise. Afilu loymar, even to say kama noah obed kochavim zeh b'tzurato. Havachomesh yisaper b'shevach masav o shekive davar midavorav. Aval im machavin b'shvachoi lehodos lakodesh baruch hu shebara bria noah kazu mutter. Oh. Okay. He adds something, the Shulchan Aruch adds something over here. I was about to say his words are straight out of the Rambam. Let me just check to see that the Rambam didn't say these words. Maybe he did. And we left too soon. No, they're not the words of the Rambam. At least not over there.
Okay, I'm not with you because I don't have this in my book. So,
You're in Shulchan Aruch? Not Kitzer Shulchan Aruch. The Shulchan Aruch.
I'm in Mishnah Berurah.
No, not Mishnah Berurah. Sorry.
That's the problem. Okay.
Yeah, see, the thing is like this. The Mishnah Berurah, he wrote on one of the 4 halakim of Shulchan Aruch,
Right.
called Orach Chaim,
Right.
a way of life, Orach Chaim. So the whole Mishnah Berurah is just on that on that chelik, but the Shulchan Aruch wrote on 3 other sections.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Anyway,
So you're in a different section than I'm in.
yeah, this is your Adea. This is your Adea. So over here, he has a the name. Over here also, the name of this simon is things in regard to avodas kochavim. So it just speaks about avodas kochavim. But there was one thing here very interesting that the Shulchan Aruch said that the Rambam did not say. The Shulchan Aruch said it's even though it's forbidden to relate the praise of the Ovid Kochavim or to even compliment his physical appearance. But the Shulchan Aruch goes on after that and he says, Aval im machavin b'shvachoi, if he has intention in his praise of this Ovid Kochavim, l'hodos lakodesh baruch hu, to give regard to Hashem, Shabara Bria Noah, that he created such a attractive creature. Kazu, mutar. So I think that goes on his physical appearance. In other words, I don't think it's talking about his actions. It's talking about his physical appearance, because Hashem made his physical appearance. And if he has an attractive appearance, if he has a nice appearance, so then that's really a reflection upon Hashem, who created him in that way. So it would be permissible to compliment his good looks, because if a person is by doing so, he's intending to give praise to the Creator. So then he's not really praising the non-Jew, he's praising the Creator.
So if you were going to praise the non-Jew, then you'd have to speak up loudly and say, you're a good-looking guy. But if you want to say the praise and intending it for Hashem, you can't do that. You'd have to sort of say it to yourself, because if you say it to the person, then you're probably opening up a relationship there that is forbidden. So if you're saying it because of Hashem, then you'd have to say it to yourself without this person hearing it.
Oh, that's a good point that you're saying, Roy. Who is it that I'm saying this statement to? I'm not saying. If you take a look at the exact language of the Gemara says, "Kama no ha'ovid kochavim hazeh. How attractive is this ovid kochavim? So it doesn't sound like I'm addressing him. I wouldn't call him to his face an ovid kochavim. Sounds like I'm relating that to somebody else that I'm speaking to. Not talking to the ovid kochavim himself. Okay. Oh, interesting. There's a bear hativ over here. On the who are we referring to when we say Oved Kochavim over here?
Right.
So he brings he brings actually from the Beis Yosef, who is the Rabbi Yosef Cairo, wrote a commentary on the on the tour. That he says over there, Kol Ovdei Kochavim b'mashma. All Ovdei Kochavim are implied over here. Afilu Yishmael. Even Yishmael. Lafuke, to the exclusion. So who are we excluding? Who are we excluding when we say Ovdei Kochavim? Lafuke, we are excluding a ger toshev. A ger toshev.
What's that?
So what is a ger toshev? That also is a subject of discussion. The ger toshev is someone who is not a Jew, but he's allowed to live in Eretz Yisrael. We don't not required to throw him out, and he has made a formal acceptance upon himself of the Sheva Mitzvahs, and specifically not to worship Avodah Zarah. So see anything more over here about this? That's just one thing that I see over here. Yeah, that's what I was actually thinking about after the other day's class, is that I remember when I was in Yeshiva in Los Angeles, Rabbi Sauer, Rav Nachum Sauer Shlita, my Rebbe from Los Angeles, he mentioned that at that time there was a movement of non-Jews in the United States who were followers of the Sheva Mitzvahs B'nai Noach, the 7 Noachide laws, and to such an extent that they even asked shilas. In other words, they asked shilas of various rabbonim, what exactly does the Torah say their obligation is in regard to being a righteous Gentile. And I remember one of the things that Rabbi Sauer mentioned was they wanted to know is it usher for us to speak Lashon Hora? And are we allowed to speak Lashon Hora or not? Because one of them, I think, was the famous in the movies, in the television production, or whatever it was, and it was in order to avoid that would be quite a daunting task. But in any case, so I don't know what this. I don't know what I don't hear too much about it today, but I don't know if they're still around.
I've heard of them, but I don't know the recent news either. I heard about them, like you're saying, 20 years ago. I heard there was a group in Texas that was fairly well established.
What are they called?
I think they're called the B'nai Noach Society. Children of Noah Society.
Google them.
See, the interesting thing is that what I remember on what Rabbi Sauer said was that they, somewhere in the Rambam, when he's discussing these, the Sheva Mitzvahs B'nai Noach. Oh, actually, I do know where it is. You could look over there. But the whole idea of being a Sheva Mitzvahs B'nai Noach follower is not simply that, he doesn't kill, he doesn't steal, he doesn't commit adultery, he doesn't, et cetera, but it has to be that he's doing this because that Hashem commanded Moshe Rabbeinu on Har Sinai, when he commanded the Jewish people in their mitzvahs, he also commanded Moshe Rabbeinu that there's Sheva mitzvahs that the nations of the world have to keep as well. They also have, there was also, in a certain sense, there was also a Matan Torah for the nations of the world, unbeknownst to them, for the most part. But in other words, that's what makes the person a Ger Toshev, because he's making a formal declaration that the reason he is doing this is not because he thinks it's a good thing, which it is a good thing. Of course it's a good thing. All the mitzvahs are good things, but he's keeping this mitzvah, he's undertaking to fulfill this mitzvah, not simply because he thinks that it's a good thing, but because Hashem commanded Moshe Rabbeinu that this is what Hashem commands me to do, and I'm doing it on that basis. That makes it a mitzvah. I'm fulfilling a commandment of the Creator, just like us, in other words. And even though the Ran says that all the Sheva mitzvahs are mitzvahs sichlios, if you will, they are all mitzvahs which you'll find, for the most part, in any civil and penal code in any country in the world, because they all are based upon seichel. A person on his own is able, with his seichel, he's a straight thinker, to come up with all of these prohibitions on his own, that this is the right thing to do. But that's not enough to make the person a Ger Toshev. He has to make a formal Kabbalah, an acceptance upon himself that he is accepting to do these to refrain from doing these things because they were commanded by the Creator to Moshe Rabbeinu on Har Sinai. For him, that's his obligation.
Here I've got that the Noahide communities have spread and developed primarily in United States, United Kingdom, Latin America, Nigeria, the Philippines, and Russia. According to a Noahide source in 2018, there are over 20,000 official Noahides around the world, and the country with the greatest number is in the Philippines. their symbol is the rainbow. That's
Very
that's their symbol.
Okay.
So they still exist.
Okay.
Anyway,
I think our time is up. It's 11:34.
Okay. All the best, everybody. Keep well, keep warm, keep dry, and keep learning Torah.
Mine.
okay. See you shortly.
Okay.
Okay.